manufacturers at this time, this will not be the best time for them running their businesses, considering the fact that some have obligations to meet up, financial obligations to meet up, and all of that. What are the feelers? What feelers are you getting from members? And because we don't want anybody to leave our country again this time.
Well, I think that it has become a matter of concern now because the big three have been affected. You have the GSK, you have P&G, and you have Unilever that has reduced its portfolio. And I think that's why it's drawing focus. Even though we may not discuss the specific issues that have led to it, but what is applicable to all is that it is the concern about the macroeconomic environment that we have, and some of it has to do with forex squeeze, the dwindling purchasing power of the average Nigerian, the lack of security, power, and so on and so forth. But to really stop the drain, I think it is critically important that these binding constraints that we have continuously spoken about should be addressed. It then means that there is need for a conversation, something in the form of a manufacturers summit, which we are planning actually, so that we'll be able to have a conversation and identify those factors that have continued to limit manufacturing performance. We need to ask ourselves, why is manufacturing business unattractive? Why is it that we are not able to retain the best of this world, the brands that we would normally want to import? Why can't we get, why is it that when we get them, we are not able to retain them? Why is it convenient for them to go to other clients and survive and do well and make profit? But when they come here, they have challenges and they need to reduce their portfolio or they need to leave. I think one message that will become clear in this regard is that you need to take care of existing industries. Now that government is doing its best efforts to bring in foreign investors to come and invest in Nigeria, how do you think they will receive the news of Procter & Gamble stopping manufacturing activity in Nigeria? GSK stopping manufacturing activity in Nigeria? Unilever, that is more than 100 years old, reducing its portfolio. This is not a good record card for a country that wants to attract foreign direct investment. The best customer is a satisfied, the best advertisement is a satisfied customer. So I think that there are those constraints that are perennial, that are familiar, that we have spoken to countless times, needed to be addressed. There has to be an agreement between the players and the government as to those challenges that we must deliberately, intentionally remove so that we'll be able to have it. And new ones are even emerging. You can, like I spoke about yesterday, we are having a situation now that wants imports of duty just by adducing a different calculation of import duty. You are increasing an import duty of 500 million to 700 million. Where is it going to be able to pass it to the consumer? So we need to prioritize attention to this sector. And it has to be something that is done intentionally by government. So while one must say that most of the industries that are leaving Nigeria are multinationals, one would say that it sends a very clear signal to government that what is required to be done is to promote domestic investment, is to resolve the challenges that are militating against the survival and profitability of existing industries, and to say that we must have this conversation that will lead to a situation where people find it convenient, profitable to invest in manufacturing business.
If things are done right, do you see any form of recovery, maybe in the first or second quarter of 2024?
Of course. Nigerians are the most resilient people around the world. And I can assure you that even as we have industries leaving Nigeria, even as we have very high rate of demise of industries in Nigeria, we have very promising ones that are underperforming at the moment. And if the conditions are right, yes, we can take on Africa. I have no doubt that particularly the younger people that are investing in manufacturing now, there are high hopes about what Nigeria can do when the environments are right. I mean, they are very low hanging fruits. For instance, the price verification portal that was put in place by the CBN is constraining the importation of raw materials, parts, and machines. And it's needless. It wasn't there before. It was put in recently. It's constraining business and getting them to shut down. The recalculation of the import duty, for instance, is doing exactly the same thing, making our products more expensive and making the imported ones cheaper, even though we also have the challenge of access to Forex and the rest. Multiplicity of taxes and levy is still there. We are having issues with it. Getting your products out of the port is taking 2-3 weeks and costing almost like bringing it from outside the country. These are low-hanging fruits that even if government resolves alone, we'll be able to witness immediate improvement in the performance of the manufacturing sector. The access to credit. I mean, you can make it that a manufacturer gets, because that's what our counterparts out of the country get. If you get it at 5% or below 5%, you'll be able to produce and make profit and be able to expand. We'll be able to increase our capacity utilization. We'll be able to support industrial performance and be able to contribute more to the GDP and even taxes into government coffers. So there's every multiplier effect that will be derived from supporting the activity of the manufacturing sector. So I have no doubt that the future will be bright if the right things are done. And we cannot say this enough. Tolu, we've said this countless times on this platform. And I believe that government is listening and they will do the right thing.
Indeed, I believe so too. Director General, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Mr. Segun Ajayi-Kadir, thank you so much. We really appreciate your contributions to the program. We really don't take this for granted. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much, Tolu, for having me. It's always a pleasure.